Hi, welcome back to the channel Tarot Yogi. I'm Vinit. I read tarot intuitively, and today we're doing another timeless pick a card reading on what psychic gifts and supernatural abilities do you possess and how can you best use them. So we have 3 piles to choose from. Pile number 1, we have the Mariel Tarot. Pile number 2, we have the Thoth Tarot. Pile number 3, we have the Hermetic Tarot. So take a minute, see what pile is being called to you intuitively. The description box below will have the timestamp for your pile. And again, remember, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like this video, share, subscribe, comment. It helps get to other people better who really need it. And if you would like to reach out for a private reading, my Instagram handle and my email ID is given in the description box below. So you can definitely reach out for a private reading right now. I'm definitely taking up private readings, and I will see you guys in your reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose the Mariel Tarot, this is going to be your reading on what psychic gifts do you have. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended masters, star family, help me tap into pile number 1's psychic gifts and supernatural abilities. Okay, pile number 1, we have 7 of discs, we have King of Swords, we have Temperance, we have Page of Discs, the Hermit, Knight of Discs, 9 of Wands, 10 of Discs, and the Hierophant. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of things here, pile number 1. You definitely have the ability to firstly go into your own inner depths. You definitely have the ability to traverse the abyss here. And you sort of have this ability to see through the truth. So what I'm getting here is you could definitely be clairvoyant. You definitely have clairvoyance that you need to work on. You definitely have the ability here to look into the darkness and still be able to perceive things in the dark. Obviously, I mean that metaphorically, right? So you definitely have the ability to traverse the abyss. And you have clairvoyance. And I think we also have the Temperance card. So you have the ability to speak to angels. You definitely have a very open channel to angels. So I would really recommend you, pile number 1, to just subconsciously shift your own ideas about certain things so you can bring in the magic that you already have. So what I'm getting here is you basically have to unlock the magic within you. And you definitely have a lot of angelic assistance and guidance here to sort of help you in your own magical abilities and practices. I'm also picking up a lot of blue avian starseed energy from this pile. And I'm also saying that because we have the 10 of discs and the Hierophant. So not only do you have like angelic protection and guidance of the highest order, you definitely also have the ability to speak to the angels. And I think you have both the abilities. I think your powers come from the dark, but they also come from the light here. And you can sort of you can definitely choose which way you want your path to go. I think you definitely have a lot of freedom of choice here. And what I'm getting, the best way for you to develop your psychic abilities and your supernatural gifts here is through experience. You guys, I think you are the kind of people, you guys need to experientially feel something. So I'm getting wisdom, so a lot of studying, so a lot. And we have 10 of discs, right? So I feel you probably had a past life where you studied the Kabbalah, and 10 of discs here is all about Kabbalah. So I think pile number 1, you may want to definitely look into Kabbalah and Jewish mysticism. I think you may have something there that may help you unlock your own psychic gifts here. But I'm definitely picking up a lot of clairvoyance, and I would also say mediumship to a great extent, especially your ability to contact and speak to your higher self here. Yeah, communication is a very, very big thing. And I think you also have the ability here to control the elements. And I think your power and your magic comes from the earth. It comes from the stars. It basically comes from the cosmos and the primordial waters here. So I feel pile number one, you have a very, very, very old soul. You definitely have a very ancient soul. Your soul has pre-existed here as long as the earth and the universe was created here. You know, so you definitely you've seen through, and I feel you have existed in different realities, and you're sort of bringing that gift into this life. But I think you've had a very slow and a gradual process with heightening your gifts and opening up to your gifts here with the Knight of Discs. You haven't had crazy access. So I feel some of y'all did have crazy access since you were young. But I think the older you get, pile number one, the more you will be able to tap into your gifts and unlock it through wisdom. Yes, it'll be through experiential practice. So pile number one, I would say you definitely need to have some magical rituals if you're serious about developing your psychic gifts here. And we have the Hermit card here, and we have Nine of Wands, and Nine of Wands in the Mariel. Nine of Wands in the Mariel is about, you know, the fire in the Hermit's lamp here. So I feel pile number one, I feel circumstantially what happens in your life is you sort of get thrown into the abyss when you were like totally not expecting for that to happen here. I feel you have sort of, and I think it's really, I get it, you know, I can relate here. What I'm getting here is you've sort of been triggered here to access your psychic gifts. Like every time you sort of go through something bad, you sort of unlock a psychic gift here. And it's not a setup, let me tell you this. I feel you need to understand the intricacy of destiny playing in your life here. It is very, very important. And I feel it is also heightening your vision here of clairvoyance and your mediumship abilities. And to find answers that only you can find. You're definitely meant here to also scribe. So I feel you could eventually want to write a book. You could want to have a YouTube channel. I feel a lot of y'all also read tarot here. Or you're meant to communicate. You're meant to communicate the direct word of God. You're definitely my channels, pile number one. You definitely have some great channeling abilities. And I feel you've been channeling since you were small. Like you probably didn't even realize that you were channeling. And Spirit is really saying here is pay attention to your emotional body. Because your emotions and your passions are very, very closely linked here. And I'm seeing a lot of blues and oranges. So yes, there's also a lot of creativity here. But the thing about creativity and the second chakra is it's really boundless. And it becomes difficult to sort of master it. So I think in this lifetime, your goal should be on mastering yourself. And I'm also getting a lot of, you may have to want to detach from people time and again here. I feel you've had a lot of people in your life who are not sort of supposed to stay in your life forever. And they have just sort of come in and out of your life to teach you certain lessons. And they were supposed to trigger you and catapult you into your own psychic gifts and abilities. And let me tell you one thing about having these abilities to channel and to see things. It's almost like if you don't use your abilities here, pile number one, you won't be able to make the best of life here. So I'm not even saying you have to be like a full-blown mystic, or you know you need to have like a tarot channel on YouTube. But I'm just saying, even if you have a corporate job here, you need to rely on your psychic gifts. Because sure, everyone has psychic gifts, I truly believe that, but not everyone is meant to access them in this lifetime. And I'm seeing that here what you are supposed to do, pile number one, is you're supposed to take the worldly experience, then just isolate yourself for a very, very long time and experientially go through things, realize things, go through changes, and sort of come back out and preach that. I'm getting a very preachy vibe here. You know, we have King of Swords and the Hierophant and the Hermit. And I feel if you haven't been I feel if you're not making a lot of money, I'll just be very honest, I think that has very much to to do with the fact that you're not using what you're supposed to use in this life, which is your psychic gifts. So I really urge you to first be grounded. I think you need to find a way to ground yourself. Doing any sort of psychic work, grounding is very, very important. So I would say if you have access to a forest, go walk in a forest or a garden, bare feet on grass. Just find a way to ground your energy. I would even recommend yoga practice here. Yoga practice would be very, very, very great. And you need to know, pile number one, that you're highly guided. You have your angels, ancestors, your archangels, everyone. You have the whole squad protecting you here. I feel a lot of y'all may even have dragons as your totem animal. So you're very, very protected. And I feel a lot of y'all are doubting yourself over here to sort of step into your psychic abilities because it may not make sense to the world. And let me tell you, it is not supposed to make sense to the world. It is only supposed to make sense to you. And the more you will step into being who you truly are meant to be in this lifetime, the more you will come into your own abundance. And you will also attract in the soul family and the soul tribe you want, or your soulmate or twin flame. You will only meet the people you're supposed to people who are truly meant for you will only meet you at a much further along path in your soul path. And you're meant to I feel a lot of people in pile number one are introverts. So you don't even take it personally being alone for long periods of time, but just know that you're doing alchemy when you're alone. So give yourself the time to really, 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 really be alone here. It will benefit you like nothing else. And only once you manage to ground yourself, ground your energy, will your energy expand. You need to tether yourself every day. So even something like working out, even if you go to the gym, it'll be very, very beneficial, because you have to channel out things and ground your energy. The more healthy your body is here, the better you will be able to channel, the better you will be able to see, the better you will be able to commune and be guided, and the better the signs and the synchronicities will also be for you. You may be seeing a lot of feathers. Your totem animal may be like lions, tigers, leopards, cats. You may have a pet cat. So just know that your cat is definitely a familiar here, and they're protecting you, not just in the physical realm but also in the spiritual. So just know that no one can really touch you here. Yeah, but you definitely have a lot of totem animals. You definitely have a lot of familiars protecting you. So, and I feel you're meant to be like an unconventional guru here. So just step into your guruhood here, so to speak, because you're meant to be prophetic. Pile number one. You may also want to dab into divination, tarot, runes, palmistry, I Ching. So definitely look into those things. Definitely look into studying Kabbalah. It will definitely help you a lot on your path, and it will just help you enhance your gifts, because it's all inherently present in you, and you just need to realize how powerful you truly are here. Pile number one. You're very, very, very powerful. Your mind is very luminous. You have a very luminous mind. The way you think, pile number one, the magic lies there. It sort of lies not only in your cognition but your intuition. And let me tell you, I get it. Being very cognitive and being very intuitive at the same time, you get things confused. And the best way is, again, I would say grounding. So I think grounding is your answer here. But you also have a very, very big life path here. You're not meant to do what most people do here. You're definitely meant to impact a larger collective. You're supposed to have that effect on people. And I think you don't even realize that you already have this effect on people here, so to speak. Pull some oracle. We have the dead end, the vessel, the box, the castle. So I definitely said right, mediumship abilities and Yeah, I didn't say mediumship abilities, but I said channeling. So you're definitely a vessel here. And you also have abilities to be a medium here if you wish. And I feel right now what is happening in your life is, I feel you're going through a lot of painful changes, and you're going through a lot of transitions that you wouldn't want to go through. So I think you need to realize, pile number one, that there are bigger powers and things at play here. And the best thing you can do is to surrender, and you will be redirected to where you need to be, to your highest potential. So I am sensing a lot of resistance here from you. But the more you'll be able to let go, and the more you'll be able to truly surrender, the easier your path will become here. So yes, I was speaking about grounding, right? So and I think a lot of y'all are also struggling with your own personal self-confidence. So definitely keep your hand on your solar plexus, and you can say that I'm calling my power back to myself. And doing a lot of ab workouts also helps. You need to keep your body clean. You need to keep your body healthy. You need to keep your body in good shape, so the channeling for you can be better. I'm also getting a lot of y'all maybe artists here. I feel a lot of y'all. And let me tell you, I used to paint a lot. I don't paint as much as anymore. All these paintings are mine. But I look back at some of my old artwork, and I just get very stunned, because I realize it now that I didn't realize then, that I was actually channeling in my art. Because I look back at my old paintings and I'm like, wow, how did I even know that? Why was I even painting that? Like why was I painting about astrology? Like it makes sense to me now, and I feel something similar with you. You could be my singers, my painters, and you need to realize that your creative source is boundless, and you can tap into it, and the more you tap into it, the more of it will be available to you, and the more you share your gifts, the more they will increase, especially your creativity here. So I think a lot of y'all just need to start putting your work out there, and get yourself out of this box. And that will definitely help you get into the riches and the things you truly need here. I feel a lot of y'all could be Libras or Tauruses or Virgos. Definitely a lot of earth sign energy here. So yes, you definitely have clairvoyance here. And the more you'll be able to surrender and tap into your gifts, the easier it'll be for you to sort of break through the molds and the stereotypes that other people have put you into. Because you need to realize, you need to sort of embrace the weird in you. You have the darkness and you have the light within you. You can access whatever you want, as long as you want to do it. You have to sort of put in the right signals to the universe that yes, I want this, and it will be given to you. So in a way, what universe is also saying here is to co-create. I feel you're getting a lot of signs. I feel a lot of y'all are paying attention to the signs and following it, but I feel a lot of y'all are not. So don't, my advice to you personally, pile number one, don't run away from your destiny. Don't run away from your highest potential. I feel if people are falling away from your life, if friends are falling away, parents, lovers, whoever, whatever, let them all go. They're not meant to be in your life here. And the people who are truly meant to be here and that will actually support you on your path, they will come once you make space for them. So yeah, pull one more oracle. Anything more, spirit, here? We have the cave, of course. So I'm definitely picking up big introverted energy, and I'm an introvert myself. I wouldn't say I'm an introvert all the time, but I would say 80% of my life I have been an introvert, and the 20% of the time that I was out and about, I wanted to be home, and I'm picking up that energy here. So you need to realize that, and it took me a very long time to realize this about myself, that I recharge by being alone. I cannot recharge with other people because I'm a giver, and I feel that is the same thing over here with you. So you need to stop feeling guilty about having boundaries. You need to have boundaries with everything, even with yourself. You need to you need to be stern with yourself and be like, okay, what will I tolerate and what will I not tolerate, even for myself. So having firm boundaries and not having any shame or guilt in taking time out. I feel you're not supposed, I feel you're hard workers here, pile number one. You're supposed to, you work really hard, but you also need to work smart now, because you're not meant to do what most people do in their life here. And the more you'll take time out for yourself, the more you will slow down your natural sort of frequency of living. It'll become very easier for you to get the messages that you need, and it'll sort of align you much quicker to where you need to be. So don't be ashamed of taking time away. I feel a lot of y'all feel very, very guilty. So you guys need to introspect. You need to look inside. There is a whole world, not even a whole world. You have a whole multiverse inside you, just waiting to be explored, and you have to consciously make the choice to go within here, and you will be able to tap into your channeling abilities and your clairvoyance. And I feel a lot of y'all also have great mastery over the elements here. So the more you surrender and the more you give yourself the time that you need, the easier your life will become, and so will the abundance come in here. So it's a fair deal, I would say, pile number one. Yeah, so that's all I have. Again, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like the video, share, subscribe, comment. And if you would like to reach out for a private reading, my email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below. So you can definitely reach out, and I'll see you guys in the next reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number two. If you chose the Thoth Tarot, this is going to be your reading on what psychic gifts and supernatural abilities do you have. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended masters, star family, help me tap into what gifts do my pile number twos have. What gifts do my pile number twos have here, spirit? Clear, concise messages. One more card, spirit. Okay, pile number two. So we have Two of Swords, we have Three of Wands, we have Princess of Swords, Princess of Cups, the Empress, Knight of Wands, which is the King of Wands in the Thoth, the way I read it, and we have Lovers, Ace of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man. So I'm getting a lot of things here. First things, I'm picking up your past life. I feel you were an alchemist in your past life. So, and I feel a lot of y'all, even in this lifetime, you may be doing something with science. You may be doing, a lot of y'all, I'm not saying everyone, but I feel a lot of y'all may be computer engineers of some kind, or just engineering of some kind you have studied, and you sort of have a very technical understanding of things. But you have a beautiful duality and depth within you. You sort of have this technical exterior, but on the inside you are like this beautiful boundless ocean. And for my others, I feel a lot of y'all practice yoga, or we'll get to your gifts, but I feel a lot of y'all may be yoga teachers, or if you're not, you're being called here to practice yoga because you would benefit a lot by practicing yoga. There are too many benefits for you to gain. And let me tell you one thing, pile number two. Yoga is not for everyone. And the beauty about yoga is you have different styles and types of yoga. So it's not like, for example, you can go down the classical route, which is Patanjali's route, and then you have people who want to practice tantra, who can go down the hatha yoga pratipika route, right? So I feel a lot of y'all have the body and the mind and the prerequisite it takes to perhaps be a good yoga teacher, or just be an excellent yoga practitioner for your own personal gains. That would sort of aid you everywhere else in your life. I feel y'all are creators here. I feel pile number 2, your superpower here is your ability to manifest. Y'all are creators, and even for my men here, even if you're not a woman, you're meant to create something, and you're meant to birth something out of nothing. And let me tell you, that is a superpower. And I feel a lot of things in your life has been staged in a way where you had to go through something very, very devastating before truly coming into your full creative power and truly creating everything out of nothing. And let me tell you, that is a superpower. You're naturally born abundant. And for a lot of y'all, I'm also picking up pile number 2. I'm picking up strong starseed energy. So a lot of y'all may identify as different starseeds here. But starseed energy is coming on very, very strongly and heavily. And all, like all starseeds, you have a very specific mission. You have a very aligned mission that it has, and you're meant to sort of even rebel here. Your mission is rebellion in the most creative sense here. And I feel this also has a lot to do with you improving in your finances. I feel if you're not doing as well financially, it is because you're not manifesting properly. You have great manifestation abilities. You can truly have anything you want here. Anything you sort of put your mind to and your intention to, it can be yours. But what I'm also getting here is there is perhaps a lack of stability, so grounding is again very lacking here, like pile number 1. You may be attracted to pile number 1, you may have some messages there. But you're very passionate and you're very fiery and you're very driven, but I feel circumstantially you go through a lot of hits and misses in your life just because you sometimes fail in doing things consistently for a very, very long time. And I feel this also has a lot to do with your past life of the incomplete work that you've done. But I'm picking up strong alchemist energy here. And you're meant to transmute and alchemize things to a higher vibration in every sense. Even if you're a coder, even if you're like a computer science coder here, you have the ability to create new codes. You have the ability here to come up with new spiritual practices. You're meant to create something over here that the world has never seen, that only you can give. And you're meant to give this in this lifetime. You're supposed to be a ball of fire, pile number 2. I'm picking up very strong trailblazing energy and a lot of action. I feel you guys are taking a lot of action towards the things you want. Picking up a lot of Capricorn, Aries, Virgo, even Pisces, Gemini too. But you need to find balance in the action you do and just coming into a place of receptivity. I feel you guys are struggling with your inner feminine. Even if you're a woman or a man, it doesn't matter. We have both the masculine and then the feminine within us. And I feel pile number 2, you have been so wired. You have been so wired to just do things. You have been very, very wired to just keep on doing things that you don't understand sometimes, that the best thing you can do for the situation is to step back and let things naturally take its course. But you're very, very poetic, you're very, very artistic. You have depth. You have actual depth. And what I'm getting with that depth is you may identify here as an empath. And as of your psychic abilities, I'm seeing claircognizance. And what do you mean by claircognizance? Claircognizance is basically you just knowing things, and you cannot always explain why you know what you know, but you just know things. And I think your struggle in this whole lifetime is just going to be learning to truly trust your gut. And I feel you will be put into situations where, your guts will be tested for sure. But you definitely have the flame within you. And the more you learn to balance out your feminine with your masculine and truly alchemize yourself, we have the Lover's card here. You have to learn to alchemize and transmute yourself. And only when you do that will you be able to sort of project that outwards into the world. And I feel this will also help you get to the abundance you truly want and you need. But you need to manifest. Pile number 2, I'm picking up strong manifestation abilities. And you're supposed to create a lot in this lifetime, You're meant to give a lot to the world before you say your goodbyes, so to speak here. And you need to understand, let me pitch it to you and market to you this way. In order to get the best yielding results, you sort of have to let things gestate. And in the gestation time, I feel you burn yourself out by not plugging yourself out of what you're supposed to do. You just get so invested in what you're doing that you sometimes forget why you're doing what you're doing. And reminding yourself that, grounding yourself a little will help you a lot. I feel a lot of you all may feel connected to water. You may have this sudden call to just visit a water body, so please do that. There's a reason you're being called here to a water body, so please go to a water body if and when you can. But yes, you're definitely meant to trailblaze here. You're meant to give something that the world has never seen. And your biggest test here is going to be your claircognizance, and you just sort of being able to trust it. You need to trust your claircognizance here. And the more you will be able to just trust it, and I think you just need to look back at your own life. Just look back at all the times that you really wish you paid attention and had given more importance to your gut. Would really help you fast track things the way you want to, because I'm also picking up a lot of restless energy here. I'm picking up a lot of restlessness on your part. And creativity cannot be rushed. You need to know that you are on divine timing and you're not running out of time here at all. So don't feel you're running out of time. And I think that will definitely be mitigated by practicing yoga, meditation, pranayam, and learning to surrender. And detachment is coming on very, very strongly here. The more you'll be able to detach, the more you will be able to manifest and get the things that you want and you need. You're also manifesting your life partner here for my singles. And you're manifesting your soul tribe. So just know that they're coming in. But you will only meet them upstream, as you keep doing your own life's work. You may also be into divination, I'm getting here. You could very much be into tarot. Or you may want to try tarot or runes or something. So please go for it. Even astrology here. But I think the biggest lesson for you would be to surrender. So the more you surrender, the more access you'll have to your manifestations, the easier your manifestations will get. And I think that will also sort of cancel out your inherent learned ways of thinking that you can only get something by fighting tooth and nail. I feel, pile number 2, you are the kind of people who doesn't understand that, silence is a very powerful weapon, and the more you sort of observe silence on the inside, the more it will start making sense to you in your interpersonal relationships and people. The more you learn to quiet your mind, you will sort of just naturally align yourself to where you want to go and where you need to be. So I think the biggest lesson for you here is trust. Trust what you know to be true. Because you just know. and you don't so much need to focus on explaining how you know what you know, but your suspicions about things, or your hunches, or your intuitive insights or flashes about things are very, very accurate. You're definitely being divinely protected and guided here. Yeah. Pull some oracle. Okay, we have the underworld card. So you could very much, I think again, it's a matter of choice here. You can choose a very left-hand path. You can choose to work with deities and demons in the underworld. You have the ability here to summon demons for your own benefit. I feel a lot of y'all may want to work with Lilith or are already working with Lilith. So the more you tap into your darkness, I feel your power comes from your darkness, pile number 2. Even your fieriness, it comes from the underworld, it comes from your own darkness. And the more you ground yourself, the more I feel a lot of y'all need to just spend time alone at night. Like for example, just go to your terrace and spend a few hours in the night on the terrace, like near the full moon. You definitely need to soak up the moonlight in the dark and really connect to your own inner darkness. And the more shadow work you will do, we have a shadow work channel, we have a shadow work reading on the channel, so you may want to check that out. So the more you do shadow work and the more you will sort of be besties with your shadow, the more access you will have to your power. But even with this underworld card, what I'm getting here is you have the ability to sort of tap into the underworld and still bring out something of worth and wisdom to the collective, to the general masses. You have the ability to sort of distill. You have the ability to sort of distill knowledge in a way that is more, that can be commodified to people in a way that they can comprehend it. So I'm picking up a lot of realm bridger energy here, so to speak. You definitely are sort of like a gateway yourself to the underworld and our world. You definitely have access to the underworld the more you meditate. So I feel a lot of y'all, I would recommend to practice tantra of some kind. You can do Hindu tantra, Buddhist tantra, whatever tantra you want. It would be a highly beneficial path for you here. So definitely a lot of tantric practices. You could also read up Hatha Yoga Pradipika by Swatmaram Suri. That's a good place to start here. Any more messages, Spirit? Take this. We have the Holy Stone. So you need to know that you don't just have angels protecting you, you also have, you have like bad angels and good demons, right? And I think that is the case here with you. You definitely have the guidance and protection of not only your angels, but you have certain spiritual entities and demons who are also protecting you here. I feel a lot of y'all are also recommended to work with crystals or stones, and you don't just have to buy a crystal. If you have access to a forest, and if you just go take a walk in the forest, and if you just see a rock on the forest floor that you feel you need to intuitively pick it up, and work with stones, work with crystals. You have the aptitude for it, but you need to keep practicing. You need to keep practicing and not lose hope. You cannot, when it comes to magic and your psychic abilities, yes, you can gauge things by the outcome and the goals you sort of achieve, but even when you don't achieve your goals, even when you aren't accurate in your reading or whatever, it is still your intuition used and exercised. So your intuition is like your muscle, so you're definitely strengthening it. So you need to keep at it a little. I feel a lot of y'all will be able to summon demons, speak to demons, even see demons here, and you can definitely use the forces of the darkness here for the greater good of all. Pile number 2. So you're very, very powerful, and the more you will come in touch with your own darkness, the better you will be able to manifest and be better as an oracle. I feel a lot of y'all read oracles here. So trust what you know to be true. It's going to make your life really easy, and you will just naturally fall into alignment. Like, there will be no choice but for you to fall into alignment here. So it's really a win-win situation if you see it, if you really truly want to believe, because your psychic gifts are, you only get access to them if you want to believe in it, so it's truly a personal choice. A lot of y'all, I feel, do have very earthly, mundane things. I said a lot of y'all may be coders here, so you can bring the magic in whatever you're doing, but it's a choice. So choose wisely. Pile number 2. Yeah, so that's all I have for pile number 2. Again, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like the video, share, subscribe, comment. And if you would like to reach out for a private reading, my email ID and my Instagram handle are given in the description box below, so you can definitely reach out, and I'll see you guys in the next reading. Thank you. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose the Hermetic Tarot, this is going to be a reading on what psychic gifts and supernatural abilities do you possess, and how can you best utilize them. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended masters, help me tap into what is pile number 3's psychic gifts and supernatural abilities. What psychic gifts do my pile number 3s have? What psychic gifts and supernatural abilities do my pile 3s possess? Okay, pile number 3. So we have 2 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Princess of Wands, Fortitude, Chariot, 9 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, the Last Judgment, 5 of Wands, 9 of Swords, and 6 of Swords. Very interesting. So I'm getting a few things here. So your strength and your supernatural abilities and your psychic powers mainly lie in your ability to channel energy. So I'm picking up strong Reiki healing, Reiki channeling. A lot of y'all have a great aptitude to be Reiki masters and be Reiki teachers and be healers of some kind. You naturally have a very healing. You naturally are very healing. Like, people love being around you just because of the vibes you give off, so to speak here. You naturally have a very healing touch. Your words are very healing, and you are a great channel for energy to pass through you for the benefit of others. So pile number 3, I feel a lot of your life purpose has to do something with doing something in sort of service to someone else. I'm not saying you have to be like an occult baddie, but you could have a very mundane 3D job, but there is an act of service, and you have an inherent understanding of what your duties are. But for a lot of y'all, that do not, that are very magical and still do mundane things, have 3D jobs. But I'm picking up two energies. Yeah, I feel there are people here who have 3D jobs and are inherently very magical, and they're sort of using their magic in the real world. And the other people who are watching pile number 3, I'm picking up some strong occult babes. I feel a lot of y'all are knee deep into the occult. I feel a lot of y'all are my tarot readers, my astrologers, my Reiki teachers, my Reiki healers, or healers of any kind. And I feel a lot of y'all are very dedicated to studying. I feel a lot of y'all may not even be tarot readers, but you may just study tarot, Kabbalah, Hermeticism. I feel a lot of y'all are into Egyptian studies, or you've had some strange dreams about Egypt, or you've probably even been attracted to want to go to Egypt. So I'm picking up some strong past life energy here. So I feel a lot of y'all probably had a past life in Egypt here, strongly. And you need to understand that you have the ability to speak to people who have passed away. And you would be surprised, most people have that ability. You just have to subconsciously just sort of make yourself open to that side of things. So I'm picking up for a lot of y'all here, pile number 3. You probably had someone who passed away very recently, or not even recently, but someone has passed away in your life, and perhaps things were left unsaid. And the best way for you to personally get closure is to open yourself up and open up your own inner channels to get these messages so you can hear it for yourself. You definitely have some mediumship abilities, and you can definitely increase it and work on it if you want. It's a matter of choice here, So pile number 3, I'm getting two things. So you could very much study and practice Kabbalah, or you could study and practice alchemy and magic. So I feel you've had different lifetimes where you have done both. So you sort of have this access to a vast array of knowledge. And I feel even in this lifetime, what you're meant to do is to study more. You need to have a more eclectic approach to your religious and spiritual studies, whatever you do here. I feel a lot of y'all are even academics here. So, and I feel a lot of y'all are sort of hiding your own spirituality and your magic behind your academic prowess and an intellect. So I feel a lot of y'all need to balance out the practice aspect of your psyche and your mind. And I'm also picking up strong clairvoyance and clairaudience here. So mediumship, clairvoyance, clairaudience, channeling, and mediumship. So pile number 3, you definitely have a lot of psychic abilities. But the more you tap into it, and the more you will realize that they're called psychic gifts for a reason. You're meant to use them. And what often happens in life is you go through certain transformations that leave you no choice but to transform and sort of be triggered into using your gifts. And I feel a lot of y'all have been using your gifts all your life, and you didn't even realize the kind of gifts you have been using, because you can't see it for yourself. But what I'm seeing here is, you definitely have a few tricks up your sleeves here, my magicians and my high priestesses, because you definitely have great understanding of practice, but you also have a great understanding of study. And your mission and goal in this lifetime is to balance the two and bring yourself in balance and union, and that will sort of lead you to your samadhi and your enlightenment. I feel a lot of y'all are meant to get moksha in this life. I feel a lot of y'all are meant to get liberated from your cycle of rebirth. If you choose, if you practice hard enough in this lifetime, you can achieve it. But you definitely have, I feel a lot of y'all also see spirits, or probably y'all saw spirits or something as a child, and you sort of shut yourself out You know, birds are very, very important. I feel birds and felines are very important to pile number 3. So you may have a pet cat or a pet bird, or if you see, if even if you don't have them, if you may have a special bird that may have some messages for you. So pay attention to that. Or you may, you may randomly see a cat or something, or you may even see lions and tigers on your phone feed or something. Know that that is a sign that you are protected and you're not alone, and you have your angels, your ancestors, your spirit guides, and your familiars protecting you and guarding you. But you definitely have strong energetic healing abilities. And I feel a lot of y'all in this life are a little confused about what you're meant to do, because I feel a lot of y'all aren't going as deep into things the way you need to. A lot of y'all are meant to go deep into the occult, so the more you embrace your darkness, the more easier it will be for you to just get through life, to be very, very honest and be very frank, because let me tell you, pile number 3, everyone has gifts. Everyone has psychic gifts and supernatural abilities, but it's a matter of choice whether you want to use it or not. And I feel for some of us who are really special here, like y'all, pile number 3, you sort of don't have a choice but to use your psychic gifts. And the more older you get, the more you will realize that, and the more you'll start trusting your gifts, and you really need to just trust your gifts here so you can grow, because you have a lot of inheritance, you have a lot of ancestral inheritance and finances and abundance wanting to come to you, but it will only come to you if you embrace your darkness, because your power comes from the earth itself, the cosmos itself, the stars itself. I'm picking up very ancient old soul here. You have a very, very, very old soul, and the more you learn to accept yourself and sort of really step into your power as an occultist of some kind, the easier it will be for you to just, everything will just come into alignment, so don't run away from your true nature, because you have a lot to give. I feel a lot of y'all will eventually write books or have tarot channels or podcasts or something, because you're meant to share your gifts, pile number 3, and your gifts only increase when you share them. Even your mediumship abilities. I feel a lot of y'all are mediums. A lot of y'all have the ability to talk to spirits, to talk to people who have passed away. And I feel if you manage to resolve this in your own personal life, you will be able to help other people. Only if you choose to not run away and be scared of your gifts. There's nothing to be scared of. You need to know you're protected. No one can do you any harm. And not all spirits are bad. So the more you sort of open yourself up to the subtleties, to your own energetic body, to your own emotional body, to your subtle body, the more access you will have to things, have to these things. And let me tell you, Palamatri, there are people who sort of are naturally born with gifts, and that there are people who work their behinds off to get some gifts, And I feel you naturally have an aptitude for it, but your life has sort of set you up in a way that despite having this great aptitude, there is some fear about your past life that is not making you tap into these gifts and rely on your other faculties. But you have to use the strongest pawn in the game here, which is your psychic abilities, and the more you'll be able to do that, the easier it will be for you to just get anything and everything you want here, because you definitely have the ability to bend reality at your will. You definitely have the ability to channel. You definitely have the ability to be a medium. So for a lot of y'all, I would say practicing Tai Chi, yoga would be very, very helpful. Anything to do with your energy. I feel a lot of y'all need to study about energy. So start studying about energy, not just from an esoteric point of view, but also from like physics and the quantum physics point of view, because it will make sense to you. And the more you understand things exponentially, and the more you broaden your mind, the more ability and possibilities of things will come into your life. So broaden your horizon as much as you can. Be as eclectic in your pursuits as you can be. And you will get everything and anything you want. So I'm also picking up strong manifestation abilities. So you pretty much have a lot of abilities, pile number 3. And I know it can get confusing, but know that you are guided and you will know what to do when, just because you're so tapped in, by default. And I know that can be very painful and that's not what you want all the time, but just accept your reality for what it is so you can be the master of it, right? Pile number 3. What did I miss here, spirits? Any additional messages for my very powerful pile number 3s? So we have 2 cards. We have the warrior and we have the womb. So like I was saying, strong manifestation abilities. You can have anything and everything you truly desire. And this is very much intrinsically linked to your duty. I feel a lot of y'all have a deep warrior spirit within you. I feel a lot of y'all are very kind, y'all are very empathetic, and y'all are very chilled out and laid back by your very nature. Like I said, you have a very healing energy. People, just by being around you, they calm down. But you have this beautiful duality within you where you sort of get triggered and your gifts get triggered, and you probably had a past life as a knight or a warrior of some kind or a huntsman of some kind, and that part of you gets triggered, and it almost also triggers your duty, so you're very duty bound, and it's also part of your destiny in this lifetime. You're meant to serve the greater good of all. You're meant to use your powers for other people here, and to truly do it selflessly. We have the womb card, so you're very, very nurturing, you're very, very healing, and you're a great manifester, pile number 3. If you don't have what you want right now, you really need to take a good look at yourself and just integrate your shadows. That's all you need to truly manifest here, is what I'm getting, because everything is sort of inside you here. You also like strong visions. So I feel a lot of y'all may be getting crazy dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. It's very important. It's definitely giving you a message here of some kind. And don't be afraid of transforming throughout your life. Know that with every transformation, no matter how painful it is, the more powerful you'll get, and the better you will be able to help other people. I'm picking up a genuine, empathetic, philanthropic energy here, which I know, a lot of people pretend to be that but are not. So you're very, very rare, pile number 3. You're very, very rare just how you are. So don't let go of that. You need to really embrace your own quirks and your authenticity. That is the trick for you. Any additional messages? We have the green man, growth. So like I said, you have the ability to sustain things, grow things, create something out of nothing. And let me tell you, not everyone can do that, pile number 3. Not everyone can do that. I feel a lot of y'all need to ground your energy. The more you learn to ground your energy, walk bare feet in the grass. If you have access to a forest, nothing like it, go take a walk every day. Even for 5 minutes every day, it's going to amount into something in a few months, and you will feel the change in your own vibration and your own frequency. And the more relaxed you will be, pile number 3, the better you will be of service to other people. The more in alignment you will be with your warrior duties here. You're definitely showing up here as someone very inherently powerful, and I don't think you know your full potential here. And this lifetime is going to be you realizing just the depth of the potential of the things you can do and achieve here. Yeah, so that's all I have, pile number 3s. Again, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you like my style of reading, please like the video, share, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And if you'd like to reach out for a private reading, my email ID and my Instagram handle is given in the description box below. So you can definitely reach out for a private reading, and I'll see you guys in the next reading. Thank you.